So I have three budget tablets here, and I would like for you to watch this video till the end because one of these tablets is likely to fit your tablet's needs. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the Amazon Fire HD10. But before I jump right into it, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It's a tremendous help to the channel, and I truly appreciate your support. The first thing I like about this tablet is actually the price. 150 bucks off of Amazon, or 100 bucks when Amazon has it on sale, is actually pretty tough to beat, especially given the specs that come with it. And the next thing I like here is the build. This thing, it feels pretty tough. It's actually a little heavy also, so a little bit on the bulky side. Some people might like it, some people might hate it, but I just like it because it feels, pretty sturdy. You know that if you drop it, it probably won't break, at least not at first try. But anyways, it's about 9.8 millimeters thick, so definitely not the thinnest tablet out there. And by holding it, you can tell that it was never meant to be a premium tablet. It's very functional and, as I mentioned, a little bit on the bulky side. You get, of course, a 10.1 inch display at 1920 by 1200 in a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. So the display is beautiful and very bright. This particular unit has 32 gigs of storage with the option to expand that up to 512 gigabytes, and it also has 2 gigs of RAM. It's currently running Fire OS 7.3.1.1, and it is sitting on Android 9.0. So I actually sideloaded the Google Store on here, and everything I have downloaded so far runs just great. Now, when it comes to watching videos or movies, I actually prefer doing that on another one of my tablets, but when it comes down to games, this thing actually performs like a beast. I've played Asphalt 9 Legends on here, Call of Duty Mobile. It just plays beautifully on this thing. It handles it it handles heavy games very well. Camera, on the other hand, is just terrible on it. I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's just bad. Now, as far as battery goes, in my opinion, it's just off the chart. I'm getting about 10 hours out of each charge, which is just way beyond what I'm getting with the other tablets. So overall, it's actually a very nice tablet, especially the price, again, as I mentioned at the beginning there. The next tablet I'm going to take a look at is the Galaxy Tab A 10.1. So this is the 2019 version of it. And in terms of design, you can actually already see the contrast. This one was kind of bulky. This one is more on the thinner side, and it feels a little bit more premium. This design includes a lot more softer touches to it. It's definitely lighter than the HD10, and you get that premium feel because it's mostly covered with metal here as opposed to the plastic that the HD10 has, except maybe for this top part here, which is plastic, but otherwise the tablet itself is, I would say, roughly 95%. The back of it, 95% of the back would be covered with that aluminum. And this tablet retails for about $230 right now. You can every now and then catch it fall back on sale for about 180 or 150. This, the cheapest I've seen it was $150 for it. But generally when the price drops, it goes down to about 180. It does have very nice cameras on the front and the back here and can record in full HD. The screen is also a beautiful 10.1 inch display, a 1920 by 1200 at 16 by 10 aspect ratio. So exactly the same as the previous tablet. It has 32 gigs of storage with the option to push that up to 512 just like the HD10, and it also has 2 gigs of RAM. It's loaded with One UI 1.0 and is also based on Android 9. It is actually pretty smooth navigating through most apps. I've played games on here and most of them play very well. However, there are some of the heavy games that I've seen lag every now and then, although they're generally smooth throughout. Or if you turn off HD in the game, then it's completely smooth. Video and movie watching here is just awesome. The perfect screen and a very crisp sound. As far as entertainment goes, you can't really go wrong with this one. As I mentioned, the screen is laminated and you get that 16 by 10 aspect ratio, so it's really nice to watch movies or just videos on here. The battery, on the other hand, is not that great. It's roughly half what you will get with the Fire HD10. So I'm getting roughly 6 hours, 5.5 to 6 hours battery life on here. Otherwise, as far as looks go, or just the portability of it, it's really good for traveling or just executing very light tasks and just whipping it around. It's a really light tablet to travel around with, and overall is also a good tablet. So for the third and last tablet, I want to go ahead and squeeze in the iPad 7 Gen, because this is also considered a budget tablet. And of course, I'm talking about specifically in the iOS world, but a budget tablet nevertheless. It's clearly not as budget as the previous two, because retail starts here at $330, but currently they are on sale at $230 for the 32 gigs. And of course, that'll be $100 off if you were going for the 128 gigs as well. This one also does have a very nice screen, but this time we have a 10.2-inch Retina display with slightly larger bezels, and the resolution here is actually 2160 by 1620. So obviously a little bit higher than the previous two tablets I covered. And of course, Touch ID is still available on this one. You have a headphone jack and actually a decent sized battery. It would run you roughly 10 hours. So you get about 10 hours of video playback on this thing. So a little bit like the Amazon Fire HD 10. And as far as performance goes, you get a slight kick with this one because you have 3 gigabytes of RAM, the chip with a faster chip here. So you get a slightly better performance with this one. It does play games very well, no frame dropping, no lag, and it does a pretty decent job at multitasking as well. So here's my take, and this is just my personal opinion. If you want the best bang for your buck, then just grab the Amazon Fire HD 10, plain and simple. You get pretty good performance for what it costs. But if you're looking for something a little bit more stylish, lighter, portable for media consumption and so forth, then just grab the Galaxy Tab A. And finally, if you're looking for something a little bit more versatile, reliable, with some level of premium feel, and also an extra kick in performance, and let's say you have an extra $100 that you want to drop, go ahead and grab the iPad. And this is of course an oversimplified take or version of what I think of these tablets. If you're interested in one of these, what you want to do is make sure that you actually do a deep evaluation of what your needs are before you can determine which one is going to match those needs. Now, if you do have questions, please don't forget to hit me up in the comment section. I'll be catching you there, and I'm also going to be catching you in the next video. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button also. I'm out. Peace.